The numbers match. You check again, and again. You open the lottery app on your phone, the signal taking forever to load, and you compare digit by digit, your hand shaking so bad you can barely hold the screen steady. 4, 16, 23, 38, 44, 52. Every single one of the 6 numbers on your crumpled ticket is identical to the numbers on the glowing screen. $500 million. The Powerball jackpot rolled over 11 times. You just won $500 million. You bought this ticket on impulse. A gas station off the highway next to a Walmart. The jackpot sign flashing in red on the window. You never play. You know the math is brutal. The odds are absurd. 1 in 292 million. You are statistically more likely to get struck by lightning twice in the same year than to hit all 6 numbers. But something made you slide that crumpled $5 bill across the counter and say, "Keep the change. Give me a quick pick." You tossed the paper in your glove compartment and forgot it existed until this morning, when you heard on the radio that a single winner had claimed the entire jackpot somewhere in your state. And now you are sitting in the driver's seat of your 7-year-old Honda, sweating in January, staring at a piece of thermal paper that is worth more money than your brain can actually process. The number is too large. It does not feel real. You do not tell anyone. Not yet. A primitive survival instinct kicks in. A voice inside your head says, "Stay quiet," until you understand what you are dealing with. People do terrible things for far less. You drive home in a daze, nearly run a red light, cannot focus on anything except the ticket burning a hole in your jacket pocket. The first thing you do when you lock the door behind you is search on Google what to do if you win the lottery. The results are terrifying. Stories of winners who went bankrupt within 5 years. Winners whose family members were kidnapped. Winners who were defrauded by people they trusted completely. The lottery is not a blessing, the articles say. It is a curse dressed up as a miracle. A giant spotlight placed over your head in a country where desperation is everywhere, and people will do anything when they smell that kind of money. You learn that you have options, but that secrecy is your only real protection. The moment your name leaks to the public, the life you know ends forever. Every distant relative, every high school acquaintance, every scammer and opportunist in the country will come looking for a piece of your fortune. You cannot just walk into your local lottery office. You need a lawyer, not the guy who handled your speeding ticket. You need a shark, someone from a white shoe firm in Manhattan, someone who deals with wealth management, asset protection, and trusts. Someone who specializes in protecting people like you from the avalanche that is about to hit. You spend the entire night researching law firms until you find one that feels right. Old money. Discreet. The kind of place that does not advertise because their clients do not need to be found by accident. You also need a CPA who handles large fortunes, a tax specialist, a private wealth manager. You are about to enter a world you have absolutely no idea how to navigate. A world of irrevocable trusts, LLCs, tax shelters, and succession strategies. One wrong move could cost you tens of millions in taxes or put you in the crosshairs of people you never want to meet. You make the call early the next morning. Your voice breaks when you explain the situation to the assistant and then to the senior partner. He does not react with surprise. He has heard this before. Extreme money creates problems that only a very small group of people knows how to solve, and those people charge accordingly. The meeting happens 3 days later in a conference room on the 32nd floor of a glass tower in Midtown Manhattan that probably costs more per square foot than your entire neighborhood. You slide the winning ticket across the mahogany table and watch 3 attorneys in custom suits that cost more than your car examine the paper like it is an alien artifact. They confirm it. It is real. They explain the process. You have already decided to take the lump sum. After federal and state taxes, $500 million becomes roughly $280 million. Still a number so large it means nothing to you yet. They build a structure. They contact the Lottery Commission. They arrange a security protocol worthy of a head of state, so you can sign the paperwork without being noticed. 1 week later, you walk out of a closed room in a government building and check the app they helped you set up. A private trust has been funded at an investment bank you have never seen advertised on television. You look at the balance. $280 million. The zeros line up on the screen. Absurd! If you put this in a basic index fund, which your new advisors say is not the smartest move, but a reasonable starting point, you would earn roughly $14 million a year without touching the principal. You could buy a luxury apartment every single month and it would barely make a dent. The first purchase is purely practical and desperate. You pay off your debts. You open your old banking app and clear the student loans. You pay off the credit card that has been at its limit for 2 years. You pay off the 31 months left on your car note. It takes 12 minutes and costs a fraction of 1% of your new net worth. Then comes the silence, and in the silence comes something nobody warns you about. Panic. Not the exciting kind, the existential kind. You sit in your apartment, same squeaky radiator, same neighbor who plays music too loud, and you realize you have no idea who you are anymore. The thing that structured your entire life, the anxiety of not having enough, just disappeared. And without it, you feel untethered, like the ground under your feet stopped being solid. You quit your job. Of course you do. Your manager notices something is different when you walk in and resign without a backup plan and without looking even slightly nervous. You tell him you are starting something new. You are not lying. You hire a personal assistant first, then a security consultant who does a full assessment of your life and delivers a report that makes you feel sick. Your digital footprint is enormous. Your address is easy to find. Your daily routine is predictable. You spend a week changing everything. New number, new email, new routines. You start the process of buying a new place under a trust, so your name does not appear on any deed. The apartment you choose is in a building you used to walk past, on your way to work, and never even looked at, because the doorman alone made it clear you did not belong there. Now you belong there. The unit is on a high floor with floor-to-ceiling windows. You sign the paperwork and feel nothing. You expected to feel something enormous. You feel like you are watching yourself from the outside. You start making changes that actually feel good. You fly your parents out and take them to dinner at a restaurant where the tasting menu costs what they use to spend on groceries for a month. You watch your mother's face when she realizes you are paying without checking the bill. You buy your parents a house. Not a mansion. A house in a safe neighborhood with a big backyard, in the town they always said they wanted to retire to. You watch your father walk through the rooms running his hand along the walls, and you have to leave to cry in the driveway because you are not ready for how that feels. But the secrecy becomes exhausting. You are lying to everyone. Your friends think you got a remote job at a startup. Your girlfriend notices the new watch, the new car, the hotel you booked for her birthday that costs more than 3 months of your old salary. The cryptocurrency story stops holding up, so you tell her the truth. You sit her down in the new apartment and explain the ticket, the lawyers, the lottery commission, the trust, the $280 million sitting in a private fund, growing while you pretended to be normal. You watch her face process the information. It is like watching someone reboot. She moves from disbelief to shock to a silent calculation that changes everything between you in about 4 seconds. Every gift you give becomes a test. Every time you suggest splitting a check, it feels like a power move. Every time you pay for everything, she wonders if you are keeping score. She loves you. You believe that. But the money is a third person in every room you are in together. 6 months later it ends. She says it is not the money. It is what the money did to you. Closed off, suspicious, unable to just be present. Maybe she's right. You focus on the structure. You move into a guarded building. You buy the things you thought you wanted. The car, the watches, a boat you use 3 times. And slowly, very slowly, you notice something frightening. The joy is not scaling with the spending. You eat at the best restaurants in the city, and the food is excellent, and you feel nothing extraordinary. You fly business class, and it is comfortable and forgettable. You buy a piece of art because your advisor says it is a smart asset, and you hang it in your living room and walk past it every day without looking at it. You give money away anonymously online, medical bills for strangers, school supplies for underfunded classrooms, a woman on a fundraising site trying to keep her family's farm. Those transfers feel more real than anything you have bought for yourself. 5 years pass. The initial shock became routine. Your foundation has helped thousands of people. You have bought everything you thought you wanted. You have traveled everywhere you thought you needed to go. And the money, compounding quietly in the background, has not stopped growing. You sleep and make more money than most people earn in a year. But you are not happy. You are not miserable either. You are numb. The old anxiety is gone, the fear of your card being declined, the dread of checking your bank balance, the low hum of financial panic that was the background noise of your entire adult life. Gone, but with the pain went the hunger, the satisfaction of earning something. Before, saving for months to afford a long weekend trip felt like a real victory. Now you can charter a private plane to anywhere on Earth, and it means nothing because it required nothing. The winning ticket is locked in a safety deposit box at a private vault. 6 numbers that separated you from the version of yourself who used to stress about rent. 6 numbers that gave you everything they told you to want, and quietly took something from you that no one ever mentions. The sense that what you are working toward actually matters. That the outcome is not already decided. If you could go back to that gas station with the crumpled 5 in your hand, would you do it again? Some days, yes, for everything it gave your family, for every stranger whose life got quietly better because of a late-night anonymous transfer. But some nights the answer is no. Some nights you would give almost anything to feel what it was like to really want something and not know if you would ever get it. That feeling is gone now, and it is not coming back. This is what winning looks like. You have everything, and you are completely, utterly on your own.